everyone. I'm Megan Fraser McGrogan, the Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Leveling Up Social Distancing series. If you're just tuning in, we've been doing these for quite a while now to make sure that you are in touch with all of our area businesses and organizations as our area suffers through this pandemic. Things are looking a lot different for all of us, so we want to make sure that you know how you can support and get in touch with our area organizations. So I'm so excited to have my guest with me today, Shelly Callahan from the Center. Shelly, welcome.
Thank you for inviting me, Megan. I'm thrilled to be here.
Great. And so Shelly, you and I have chatted a couple times over the past week about a few things that you have going on at the Center. So I think this is a great way for people to get in touch with you. And tell us, just if nobody's heard of the Center before, what is the Center and what do you guys do for our area?
Sure. So the Center, formerly the Mohawk Valley Resource Center for Refugees, is on Bleecker Street in downtown Utica. We do all sorts of services for refugees and immigrants. So primarily, we've been doing refugee resettlement for 40 years in this community. Now we have many programs, which is why we kind of changed our name to the Center, because the Refugee Center just didn't quite capture everything we were doing. So we're still doing refugee resettlement. We had our most current arrivals arrived in March. We've had 78 arrivals this year from all over the world. We also have immigration and citizenship services. So anyone that needs to adjust their status in any way can contact us and make an appointment to see a BIA accredited staff. We have the Office for New Americans program. There are pro bono immigration attorneys attached to that program. So we offer that as well. We have a traffic safety program. We have an employment department that has just been as busy as ever. A lot of refugees and immigrants work in essential industries. So we have been putting folks to work all through this COVID pandemic, as well as helping folks figure out how to fill out their unemployment insurance claims. Mm-hmm. And we have a language services department, which has really been just become bigger and more important during this pandemic. Most recently, we were helping Madison County, who had an outbreak of the virus, work with non-English speaking folks there. But on any given day, our language services department is either doing interpretations or helping do translations. And the messaging around this virus, I just cannot tell you how important that is to keep our community safe. People have to be well informed. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of complicated, contradictory messages coming out. And so we're really working hard to make sure our communities have the information they need to make safe, smart decisions for themselves, their family, and their communities. Mm-hmm. And our most recent adventure is the Welcome Center. Mm-hmm. And so that is an arm of the Center that works on entrepreneurship and really helping ethnic communities sort of make the connections they need to be successful in their communities.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And just one of the things that always, I think it's a staggering number. How many languages do you guys interpret for in our area?
You know, on a daily basis or a weekly basis, it's probably maybe 20, mm-hmm. but there's no language we can't get. And there's, you know, over 50 languages spoken in the Utica area. Mm-hmm. So our language services department is both local and global. Mm-hmm. So if you need a strange or not so obscure language, a niche language, mm-hmm. We can get it for you. It might be through a telephone or video link, and you know the translator or interpreter could be anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. That's really neat. I always find that interesting about our area and what makes us so unique, I think, as we navigate our refugee community. Shelly, one of the things I wanted to touch on that you and I have talked about is this kind of issue of connectivity and access right now. And that's one of the big hurdles, right? As you said, you know, making sure that our refugee community is educated and gets the messaging in the right manner has been a bit of a struggle. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so, you know, as the pandemic has hit, many of the services, in fact, almost all, have gone remote. Our building has been closed to the public since mid-March.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means for the folks that we serve is that they have to have, the technology, the access to Wi-Fi and things to connect with us and other folks, other service providers in the community to do what they need to do to, do their job or have their kids educated. Mm-hmm. So it's been a struggle, and we have been working on that. We have ESL classes on site. We partnered with MVCC, and all those students are now doing remote learning the way that other students have been doing. Mm-hmm. And so we found that, we needed to purchase some iPads or pads, things that they could use to do their work on. But then there was connectivity problems. Mm-hmm. They didn't have service. It's very expensive for some folks to get, internet service into their house. So it has been an ongoing issue for us. We have purchased iPads. We have been distributing those to folks in the community. We're going to continue to do that. We've also we're starting to put together, this isn't, but I think I'll rename this, but right now it's sort of COVID goodie bags. Mm-hmm. So, digital thermometers for folks with, instructions on how to use them, masks, hand sanitizer, mm-hmm. Sanitation wipes, things like that, so that folks can, they have the resources that they need to be mm-hmm. safe.
Mm-hmm. And that's so important. That's really cool that you guys are doing that. Another thing that you guys are doing, and well, actually, before we get into the walk, talk about the center's accessibility right now, because I know you said most of you are remote.
Yeah.
But things have to happen, right, to make sure that people are on track with their citizenship. And you mentioned paperwork is necessary. So if people are looking at your services, kind of what does that picture look like if they need the services of the center?
So if they need case management services, they can just call the number and leave a message. And most of our case managers are already connected to the folks, the families that they're working with. But anyone that needs anything can just call our main line, and we'll make sure they get connected to who they need to. But right now, our immigration and citizenship staff are taking appointments, mm-hmm. and they are seeing people at the center. And, with immigration and citizenship, there are deadlines that cannot be missed, mm-hmm. and there are documents sometimes that need to be shared or certified. So folks need to, have those in-person appointments. Mm-hmm. So we are doing that. If you have status issues, if you need to see someone about immigration and citizenship, please call the center and we'll make an appointment for you.
Okay. And then you guys have a really cool event coming up Saturday, which I'm really excited to participate in. And the event's called A Walk in Their Words. So tell everybody about that. And really, literally anyone can participate in this. So that's what I think is really cool about it.
Yeah, so it's a virtual event. So anyone, anywhere can participate. You can participate at any time on the 20th or after. And so it's a virtual walk run. And we have recorded the stories of local refugees around the Utica area and also across upstate New York, because we are partnering with other refugee centers across upstate, which is really, really exciting and important for a couple of reasons. One is, these partnerships, we share best practices, we share resources when it makes sense to do so, but also the federal government for the last several years has really been cutting funding to refugee programs, even though we are seeing more people than ever. Our caseload continues to go up, up, up. And New York State had stepped in about 4 years ago and started to provide funding where the federal government wasn't. And the pandemic has really stressed, everybody's budget. So refugee centers have already been cut by $1 million this year, mm-hmm. Across the 14 of us that do this in New York State. So we are seeing some real budget issues. Mm-hmm. And I think people need to understand that our centers are doing direct service all across upstate New York. Our center literally served hundreds of people every day, and we continue to do so. Upstate New York continues to get a high number of secondary migrants. So that's refugees from other parts of the country that are moving here for jobs, to join family, to join a community. So there's a lot of work still to be done. And so this walk is really, it's happening on June 20th. That's World Refugee Day. Every year, that's World Refugee Day. And typically we have a big gathering in downtown Utica in Hanna Park, right, in front of City Hall. And so we couldn't do that this year, and we still wanted to keep people aware of, we're here, we're still serving people. Over 16,500 refugees have been resettled into the city of Utica over the last 40 years. So this is a large, vibrant community. And I wanted to make sure that they still feel the support from, Utica, the town that loves refugees. So you can listen to the recordings of these refugees while you do your walk or your run, or you can sit on your sofa or be on your treadmill, although I think the weather is going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You can put together a little team if you want. Please practice social distancing. So, wear your masks and, keep a few feet between you and whoever you're with. You can do it anywhere, and it's $30. It's a $30 donation. And, we need the money. There's this pandemic has really, we're doing lots of unfunded things, lots of things around translation and interpretation, putting together goodie bags for folks, really trying to be there for the community. And a lot of this is completely new and uncharted territory, and there's no funding for it. So we're really working hard to keep our community safe. There's lots of sponsors. The band Mo is releasing a little video today in support of our walk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and hundreds of people have signed up across New York State. We're hoping hundreds more do. Just please come out. It's a great cause. I think it could be a great time. And then share your stories. Once you've participated, upload a picture. Let us know what you thought of the stories. For me personally, I've heard the stories. I've listened to all of them. And these are strange, troubling times. And it was really great to hear stories of folks that had really gone through some pretty horrible trauma in some cases, and be so thankful to be here in America, building a life, feeling safe, being successful. So for me, the past couple of weeks as I've listened to these stories, it's been actually, it's been pretty great. With that said, however, I will just say that, when America isn't America for everybody, that's not okay. So, refugees are just like all of us. They come in all different ethnicities and colors and genders. So we need to keep doing the hard work of making America for everybody.
Absolutely. And I think that by listening to some of these stories, hopefully it will inspire people throughout our area and really our region, to understand the community and understand the work that you guys do, which is really just so important. And, making sure that everybody is integrated into our community in the way that makes them feel that they're welcome. So I think that it's so awesome that you guys are doing this. And again, I look forward to listening. And like you said, anybody can do it. So even if you're at home and you're comfortable and maybe you're cooking dinner for your family and you just want to throw some on and listen together, there's really all different ways that you can participate. And I think a great opportunity for kids to listen in too, right? And really educate kids as well.
Yeah, the stories really are appropriate. The ones that I think I've listened to every one of them, and I don't think anything was in there that wasn't appropriate for kids. Yeah, and it's our first virtual event, so please give us feedback. We've really, and I really want to highlight the goodie bag. So when you register, you get a goodie bag. There's a Utica Coffee coupon in that. There's a JK coupon in that. There's lots of things from the Children's Museum and just lots of cool stuff, and stuff from other, Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, because they're participating. So that's really cool. And I really just want to highlight Utica Coffee Roasting Company.
Yes.
We also put out World Refugee Day coffee on the 15th, so you can go online and order a bag of that. $1 of that supports our center, which, you know, is wonderful.
Yeah, I know. We're excited to get some. Ryan, actually, my husband designed the label for it. So.
Oh, yeah. So I love I was just so happy with the label. It looks great.
Yeah,
So,
it looks great. Yeah, we're excited to get some of that as well. So we're going to have a whole Refugee Day Saturday here with the walk and the coffee. And we're really excited. Yeah, that is beautiful. So you can go onto their website and check that out too. Another great chamber member of ours. So lots of ways to support you guys. Just in general, Shelly, before we wrap up here, is there any other way that the community can support you other than participating in the walk on Saturday?
You know, be an advocate for refugees and immigrants. Be kind, be tolerant, be welcoming. I always say, you know, people underestimate how stressful it can be for folks just to go through the normal course of their days when their language skills are a little weak or they're working on things. So if you see somebody struggling, you know, or maybe, you know, taking a little bit more time in the line ahead of you, you know, don't get too upset. Try and think about how hard it would be for you in another country to start over. And Utica's always, as a community, been really wonderful at making room and space for other folks to come in and feel at home. So just more of that.
Great. Okay. And then just tell everybody quickly too we're going to put your website up on the screen, but how can people find out more information about the walk and just your services in general?
So for the walk, you can go to awalkintheirwords.org and it will have all the information you need. Please visit the site. There's lots of cool information on that, including a page for advocacy. So if you want to contact your representatives, it helps you do that too. And you can call our line, 738-1083, 315 area code. You can find us on Facebook. We're on Instagram. The center's website, thecenterutica.org. Lots of ways to find us. And if you reach out, we'll definitely make sure to get back in touch with you for whatever you need.
Great. Well, Shelly, thank you so much for sharing this information. I think everybody's going to find it really helpful to know what the center does, and also they have the information. Please participate, guys, on Saturday. Again, you can participate in many ways. It's just a nice way to support the center. You get the goodie bag. You can learn some of these stories.
Megan, I made a mask.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I'm the least crafty person on the planet. I'm like too proud of this massive amount, but I love it. So
I love it. You can do that too, right? If you have a mask at home, hey, that would be a great picture to submit and share that you participated, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. I love that, Shelly. We have to make. So now you're my second interview that's done a custom mask. Last week, Barry had the Bank of Utica custom mask on too. Ooh. And I know they support the walk as well. So that's really cool. So Shelly made a mask for you guys. So now you have to go on and register. She didn't put all of her hard work to waste.
Please.
Well, again, thank you so much, Shelly. And guys, please go on and check out the center and the great work that Shelly and her team does for our community. And we hope that you'll join us on Saturday. I know we're, like I said, excited to participate as well. So Shelly, we hope you have a great day, and we will see you virtually again soon, I'm sure, in the near future.
Yeah. Thank you, Megan.
Okay.